everyone. Daniel coming to you today from the Buddy Zone. So this is my teacher YouTube channel, and I want to thank you for viewing. I have new subbies, guys. I have new subbies, and I don't have their names here in front of me to say individual thank yous to them, but I do want to thank everybody who has subbed to my channel to help me to get to 100 subscribers. Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Woo! I have 100 subscribers on this channel. And a little backstory on this channel before we move forward. This channel is going to be 12 years old this year. It is the first channel that I opened on YouTube way back in the day when YouTube was relatively new. And I just sort of played around with this channel. At the time I was doing music for a hobby, sort of like a therapy. It was around the time when I lost my husband, my late husband, and I was using music as an outlet, creative expression, you know, and just trying to network with people. I met a lot of wonderful people. It was a growth opportunity, so YouTube was the platform, one of many, where I put my music for critique and feedback, and I was able to meet music producers from New York and with major labels and aspiring producers and from Tennessee who was doing big things with another company down south. And I made a lot of connections through my music. And let me tell you, I am no Aretha Franklin or Whitney Houston when it comes to singing. I'm just plain old me. But it was fun. So this is the channel that started it all. So it lay dormant for many, many years after I got back into focusing on my studies, my academic career, my academics through the PhD in that avenue, you know. So the channel just lay dormant, and I have another channel that kind of took over and really grew. Looking at my nice pen. So now I'm back here. Revive this channel and look at it. 100 people, subbies, and a great educator community here on YouTube. We have our own secret Facebook group where we hook up and share. Well, hook up, I don't like that. Where we interact and share our ideas, and we interact and we share our goals and dreams, our aspirations, and it's an awesome, vibrant community. So I want to just thank everyone who has taken the lead on building that community. And Darren Nakakihara, I think I said it right. Thank you so much for even considering building that Facebook, YouTube teacher group, secret group. All right, now, so everybody who's been watching my channel, thank you very much. And all you newbies, new subscribers, thank you very much. I'm so glad that you're here. Okay, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about lesson planning. Now, I want to preface by saying I transitioned from lesson planning in my book. Oh, it's over there in the box. See, I wasn't even ready. I have a box. I need to take a picture of this box over here, and I'll put it in the Facebook group because I don't edit my videos. I really don't have time to edit. And so I will take a picture with my phone of my box of papers that I'm using for my dissertation. But my old lesson plan book that I saw from Too Cool for Middle School way back about a year ago almost. It was at the start of the 2017-2018 school year, and she posted this and did a vlog on it. And I had some extra points from, at that time, monetization on one of my channels. And it was only a few dollars that I had, but it was enough for me to purchase that teacher planner book. Well, I no longer use it. I use it for something else. And I'm using Google. So because my school prefers for us to upload our lesson plans in a file provided by the administrator, administrative team, and we were required to do that weekly. So Sundays is my lesson planning day. And what I do is I sit here at my computer and I open up my Engage New York ELA 7th grade module 3 is where I am. And I open up my lesson plan template that is in that file, that folder, Google folder or Google, whatever the name of it is. This is my first year engaging at this level with Google platform, guys. And I know many of you young teachers, younger in age and younger in tenure, you all have full insight into all this cool technology. Well, the technology, a lot of it was unfolding 30 plus years ago. The Apple computer was this big box with, it looked like an old-fashioned TV, but it was so huge. That was the Apple, and it was only in DOS or some language that was very basic, and all you could do was do a Word document and print out on these long streams of paper, and you could make a banner. Well, so see, Google has all of these cool platforms, and that's what I'm using this year because that's what my school is using this year. And my team is utilizing it this year. So I open up my Google, I open up my template, and because of how Engage New York is, it kind of spirals and really builds upon each other. And how I pace the lessons based on my students' performance and needs. You know, like if the majority of my students get stumped on a concept, then to me, I need to review that, revisit that. And the way I can tell if they get stumped is because I have been putting their lessons in Google Classroom. And Google Classroom, you can give it a time limitation, a date of due, like a due date, a time on that date when it is due. And then that way, when you do it make it due at the end of your class, you can see how many students finished and how many students didn't. And I use that as a gauge to help me to know, you know, whether I can move forward or whether that may need some further attention. And that figures into pacing for me, how I pace my lessons. So some of my lessons spiral back, or I may cover them for 2 days. So because of how we are scheduled at my school, our Wednesdays are our early release days, and for 7th and 8th grade, our Wednesdays are for well-managed classrooms, which is social skills through Boys Town. We do our EPICS PBL, project-based learning, on Wednesdays through the EPICS Engineering Projects and Community Service platform or curriculum, if you will. And then we do academic interventions, which is tied to the standards that the students scored low on those different benchmarks that we gave them. So Wednesdays are already planned. I don't have to do much other than find the resources to teach the skills, you know, the social skills and stuff. And we support each other. The 7th grade team supports each other in doing that. So I plan for 4 days of academics, pretty much Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm sorry, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I just gave that long spiel about Wednesday, and then I still said Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. So, which makes it, you know, for me, it really is important for me to look at pacing and to look at what students are doing well and what they are struggling with. So last week we were focusing on editing their book that they are writing. They are in Module 3 of the Engage Engage New York ELA. We are reading about Frederick Douglass, and we are looking at how Frederick Douglass narrated his story and shared his story through his speeches and his writings. And so students, instead of writing an essay or taking a test, or their project is to write a storybook and narrate a story set in the slavery times that addresses something relevant, to that time period. And the students are doing a very good job overall. I have pockets of students who are stuck, and I think they're stuck with either they're struggling with developing the story, or they're struggling with using the technology that we are using to write the story on. But the majority of the students are doing a very good job. And last week we focused on editing. We were looking at how to correct their English language conventions, capitalization, punctuation, spelling. We didn't look a whole lot at grammar. We can touch on that this week to make sure their subject-verb agreement is correct, and that type of thing. So I gave them an extension of when the actual full completed story is due. It was originally due the week of last week, but we had Monday off for President's Day, and then that left us with just Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And so it will be due this Friday, May 2nd, which is my niece's birthday. All right. And I think, is that Dr. Seuss Day too? It's Dr. Seuss's birthday too. I'm so silly, I know. Okay, so I gave you all that little spiel about it because that's what we're working on. Now, I really wish I knew how to screen share. That is something that I'm learning. I'm going to learn to do that because I would like to open up the Google Doc, the Google Drive, or that folder in there, Daniel's lesson plans folder, and show you all how, the template that I use. And I simply, I plug in the standards as I write them in the I can statements. I plug in the objectives. I plug in the DOK levels, depths of knowledge. And not only do I plug in the depths of knowledge, but I also elaborate because I want to talk about the levels of complexity without just putting the verb. I put the verb, but then I want to put like an action step. So I found this document. It was shared with me through, I forget the name of the source, but it's from a university and I forget the name. It's an overview chart and it has all of the DOK levels of complexity there. It has the key verbs, and those key verbs are clues to the levels of DOK, where you are. And then it has a section that talks about evidence of the depth of knowledge. And so level 1 is recall, level 2 is skill, concept, using the concept in 1 or 2 steps. Level 3 is strategic thinking, which requires reasoning or developing a plan or a sequence of steps. And then level 4 is extended thinking that requires high cognitive demands and complex reasoning. So this is a 2-sided document that I use. I use this document. That's why I'm holding it up here so long, covering my face, because I wanted you all to see it. If you just Google DOK, if you Google that name there, maybe you will find this document, because I cannot remember the source, but it is I find it very helpful. Okay. And so we are required to post our lesson plans. So after I put DOK, I have to do the ILLP standard for the English language learners so that I can show where I am or what step of instruction they are on to help them to gain their English language skills, develop those skills. And then, of course, then you put the lesson and all the different um, resources, steps, tools, technologies, even your engagement strategies if you're going to use like a Kagan strategy or some culturally and linguistically responsive strategy or just overall culturally responsive strategy. You put those there. Those engagement strategies are very helpful. I saw where one of, I think it was Kind Kindergarten, I think she was the one who did a video recently on engagement strategies. So you might want to go check that out if you haven't. But yeah, that's pretty much how we do the lesson planning. It typically, oh yeah, and Miss Momo Love Science just did a review of lesson planning, you know, and of her day. You know, she does it of her day, but she talked about how she takes a 2-hour block. She changed the days of the week on which she sits to do her lessons. She chunks out 2 hours, and that's typically what it takes me, 2 hours of really consistent writing and planning and putting everything together on that template. I color code the template. I probably should put like a legend to show what the color code means, because I color coded by week. Like when I cover a standard, I color coded by that week. So if I'm on that standard for multiple weeks, then that color will remain. And I just let them stay on there. I mean, because actually what I've discovered is that parts of lessons kind of double back and go back and hit on some of the other standards. So it's almost like in ELA we have, what was it, 30 something standards? It's a beaucoup l'argent, a lot of money. That's my, I know it's beaucoup, but from the hood we say beaucoup. And I'm not even hood, but you know what I mean. Okay, so there are many standards, and I'm almost sure there are 30 or close to 30 standards. The number 37 is ringing in my head. How in the world can you cover 37 standards in 10 weeks? You tell me. But so you pick out the ones that are essential or the ones that seem to hold the most weight when it comes to understanding, literacy, reading, writing, speaking, listening, and you know, you revisit them. You continue to loop them back through, spiral them back through. All right, so I'm getting ready to go. I just wanted to stop in today and thank those new subbies and thank my faithful viewers. Thank you. You all, if you have not checked out Karina Freeman, Bite by Bite. I know when I say it fast, you don't know what I'm saying. I say bye, bye, bite. Bye, bye, bite. What is that? Bite by Bite. Her channel, she's a teacher in Florida, soon to be Michigan, but she was recently featured in a commercial. I think it was for Girl Scouts. And yeah, so check out Karina's channel because she has a lot of very interesting. Now, I think she teaches 4th grade and I teach 7th, but still many of what the different strategies and methods that the teachers here in the YouTube community share, those are scalable to your grade level. Like Darren Nakakahara, I think I'm saying it far better than I had been. I think he teaches 4th grade as well. He uses a lot of technology. And I recently viewed one of his videos where they were I-bombing their school. And so it is a lesson that involves you having those sticky eyes, those googly eyes like I had on the little pads that Miss Momo gave me, the writing pads that had the movable eyes. Well, Darren's students um, conducted a writing lesson, and he gave the students a pair of googly eyes, and they perused or walked around the campus or whatever area he gave them, to the classroom or whatever, and they posted their eyes on objects in the school. Now he informed the school, the staff and faculty, the administration. He informed them what he was doing, and kindly asked them if they would share with their students what those eyes were, and to ask the students not to move them or remove them. And so Darren used this from a resource. He had attended a workshop or something. I watched the video where he was interviewing one of the workshop conductors, and they talked about this googly eye writing activity, and it's a narrative writing activity, and it allows the students to write from the first person about the object that they have placed these eyes on. They bring that object to life, and the object tells a story. So you know what? That's scalable to 7th grade, and that is something that I could see us doing during 4th quarter, because 4th quarter, the book is the Omnivore's Dilemma is the book, and the Engage New York book that we're required is suggested reading or whatever. And so I can see points in that story where the students may struggle or they may lose interest, and though the googly eye narrative writing assignment would be a fun way to pull them back in. So those are 2 teachers I have been able to check out, and so please go check them out. And I mentioned Kind Kindergarten as well. Check her out. Even though she teaches kindergarten, she has some very relatable social skills and different tips for all of us. All right, you all, thank you so much. This video is 22 minutes long, and I didn't even get to screen share. If you watch this whole video, I want you to tell me, like, your 4th quarter plans for the school year. How are you going to keep the engagement high for yourself and for your students? All right. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Share. All right. Be blessed. Bye.